Let's be specific here. Apart from Shooting Stars, which other team gained promotion?
Before I leave Shooting Stars, coming from what Bada said, I know someone who will actually pay 5,000, 8,000 for a jersey for Shooting Stars, and not someone, people. Tayo Balogun Senior, for instance, if Shooting Stars if they bring their jerseys now,
Shooting run in his blood.
In his blood, I know people in Ibadan and Lagos who will drop that money, to buy Shooting Stars jersey. Myself, for instance, to Shooting Stars, we've always followed Shooting Stars for a while, so we hope they can actually put their house in order. But talking about Shooting Stars now, before I leave them, some major players left Shooting Stars who are now part of the national team. Bola Salami was there last season. He left. Osaguna Ighodalo, the guy who been scoring for Rangers, left Shooting Stars. Tony Ejomaigwe, who plays for National, left Shooting Stars when they were relegated. Add that to Mucha Adegoke and the likes of Dele Ajiboye, who left Shooting Stars. So imagine that all of their stars left.
And those stars were when they went to relegation.
Those stars were there when they went to relegation. So now they're back. Gabros also back in the last time I think they played was 7-8 years ago. With things privately owned. I'm not sure if they're still privately owned, but brilliant result. They went to Ekiti United yesterday and defeated Ekiti 2-0. Ekiti was
I raised an eyebrow when you told me that result. Then you said, "Look, Ken, calm down."
Ekiti needed that game because Ekiti United was trying to avoid relegation. Gabros is also trying to win to ensure that they qualify for the NPFL. So Gabros actually won Ekiti United. It's also the same scenario that will play itself out today. Atlant actually needs to win at home, against Bayelsa United. Bayelsa is hoping to avoid the drop. In the same scenario too between Gombe and Abia Warriors. Abia needs a continental ticket. Gombe needs to avoid the drop. So these games, it just pans out very well.
Wolves Nasarawa. Is it Nasarawa Wolves?
Nasarawa Wolves. And you've got to look at the two on the table and see, that there isn't much to choose between them. There's all to play for. And these are the sort of games you want to see on the final day of a league season. You don't want to see dead rubbers that have no particular consequence or significance. Wolves obviously on 60 points with a plus 11. If they win that one away, obviously will get the continental ticket. But if Nasarawa were to make a home advantage count and defeat them, of course, what that means is that they'll go 1 point above of Warri Wolves, and it wouldn't matter what the goals difference actually is.
Kano Pillars setting to go for the CAF Champions League.
Definitely.
Which team is likely to join them?
Enyimba should join them if Enyimba wins today. First of all, I hope
Enyimba is on 60
yes,
points.
Enyimba was on 61 points. Kano on 65.
Because they drew with Dolphins.
Exactly, because they drew with Dolphins. I hope when Kano Pillars players are coming onto the pitch, I hope Enyimba will form a guard of honor in Abba Township Stadium for Kano Pillars.
But actually, I don't want to interrupt you. You see, I like what he said because it takes class for a team to say, look, come in. We remember when it was first done in England, and it was done by a team that has class. They did it for Chelsea. I think that was in 2005-2006 season. Say, look, you are the champions. We give you a guard of honor. But a few years later, they've collected about 5 guards of honor themselves. So I think I like what you said. You fought this battle. Kano Pillars are the champions. They come in there, you give them a guard of honor. Because tomorrow, Enyimba has 6, they won the league 6 times. Themselves and they have 6 Rangers, they have 6-6. So you have the opportunity to go 7-8, but this one is Kano Pillars. Let's bring that family together, that joy. Honor to whom honor is due, because tomorrow you might also get your own honor.
Definitely. So they need to form that guard of honor with class.
Sorry, we jumped something.
Okay.
We just talked about Gabros and Shooting Stars. The group.
Okay, that's from Group B. The other group is Group A. Wiki Tourists already qualified.
Wiki Tourists already get promotion.
They gained promotion. They walked over Prisons yesterday. Prisons didn't even bother to come because it was dead rubber, so to speak. And then the other game of particular importance is actually the game between Ranchers Bees and Kaduna United. The winner in that game would actually qualify forward, but it ended in 2-goal apiece. I heard it was inconclusive. I've not yet confirmed that. And it stands. Kwara United also has an appeal against TIP. There was an inconclusive game too in that one. So depending on the outcome of those games.
So the leagues have not ended.
So is the
What about our league with boardroom decision? We are getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Okay, I know Bada is itching to talk about this. But before we go straight to the 2-0 win that we won, I don't think it's an overkill. Force majeure. Morocco didn't just say they don't want to host.
Yep.
They had a fear of why they don't want to host.
Yep.
You strip them of not hosting. Why the fine and why the ban?
Well, the rules must apply, especially because it puts CAF in a very difficult situation. Much as I can understand, Morocco's position.
Yeah.
And I've heard all kinds of talks about, them not being consistent, wanting to host the World Club Cup and not wanting to host the Africa Cup of Nations. And to be fair to them, in all honesty, there are no teams attending the World Club Championship from the affected, the countries that have been ravaged by
Spain.
Ebola.
Spain has Ebola. No. Spain has Ebola.
I use the word ravaged.
It took only one person to bring it to Nigeria. So
I can understand. To host the Continental Championship when there's a threat.
In December.
You want
to host the world in December.
But in terms of why the sanctions have come, it is what it is. They knew it before. They insisted on not hosting or forcing the hands of CAF to postpone the tournament. So they're going to be out of the next two, except by some, high-level politicking. CAF rescinds that decision, which is quite unlikely. I don't see them at the next two championships. So we go to Equatorial Guinea, where the last tournament, for me, was neither here nor there.
No, not the last one. I'm still with you on that.
The last one they won.
No, this one. Equatorial Guinea were thrown out from this championship for fielding an ineligible player. Yep. How are you not compensating them with a host?
Oh, well.
Is CAF being consistent here?
No, they are not. But again, you can also understand because this is November.
Yeah.
This tournament was originally built to start in January. You talk organization,
Equatorial Guinea the only country that's willing to host.
They're not the only ones.
So why give it to them?
But within the prevailing circumstances, I'm sure they probably pushed harder than anyone else in their bid, to host. They have a president, I know that for a fact, who loves the attention that a tournament like this would bring to them. When they played Brazil the last time, the attention of the world was, I saw how he lapped up all of the media attention and all that. So it looks to me like the sort of guy that'll pick up his phone and call Issa Hayatou and say, do all you may to give us this tournament. We will host it and host it well.
But I like you. Sometimes I just like the way you do these things because you get it so done. Sometimes when we talk, I sit back and I listen to you well. I won't ask Bada this question. I'm going to ask you. CAF went to Angola. They went to Angola. Oil money. They went to Equatorial Guinea, oil money. Yeah. They were supposed to go to Libya, oil money. Morocco, oil money. Now they are coming back. So, people are saying, is it only where the oil is?
But from your logic, they could have all come to Nigeria. Or is Nigeria all reserves? As it stands, they stripped Morocco very, very correctly and sanctioned them very correctly and gave it to Equatorial Guinea. Not essentially a football nation apart from their female football, but as it stands, I think they'll be good hosts. Remember that they actually hosted this tournament with Gabon some few years ago, and it was a good showing. You mentioned the fact that they banned a player for ineligibility.
They were disqualified.
They banned the team itself for ineligibility, and then give them hosting rights. Yeah. Those are two separate things. How? They banned the team for football reasons, but this is to host, which is quite separate.
Making them to now use the back door to come and be in the same competition,
which is totally different.
Okay. Let's round up with the Nigerian team now.
Okay.
No, I won't go to you. I was with Bada.
Brilliant.
Bada, what happened yesterday? Your assessment, the team. Are you happy with one?
Yeah, I'm happy with the result. Okay. Clearly, you've got to be happy with getting 2 away goals, getting the 3 points, not conceding for the first time in this qualification series. No, we didn't concede in South Africa, but it wasn't a pleasant result. We needed to go away to a team. It was like a final, really, because it was a shootout straight up between Nigeria and Congo, and we defeated them right there. But the performance, not as good as it could have been, because there were times, especially in the first half, when it looked like Congo were playing us off the park.
Yeah.
But then again, you've got to salute, the character of the team to stay in the game, up until when we had that break with the first penalty. And then all credit must go to Vincent Enyama, because had that Thierry Bifuma penalty beat him, the team's confidence would have been dented, because it came right after Nigeria scored. Just when we thought that, yes, we were getting the ascendancy, we were pegged back again. And so that provided the platform for us to go, hunting for that all-important second goal, which arrived, at the death.
At the nick of
time. At the death, when Aaron Samuel scored what for me was a technically brilliant curler, into the top right-hand corner of the goalkeeper. So the desired result, yes. Desired performance, no. But in 3 days' time, if we go out there and we play well and win against South Africa, then the confidence will go to some very, very high levels.
South Africa is on the pushover. Of course, they've qualified here. Would they come to play for pride? Would they come to stake everything? Would they say, we have qualified, let's just go and make an appearance?
I imagine that they'll come to Nigeria and try to have fun, but in that, it makes it even more difficult to defeat South Africa. It will be very, very difficult. They've topped the group as it is, because nobody can actually meet them. Congo, Nigeria cannot meet them. They're on 11 points. Congo, Nigeria on 7. So the highest any one of those two can get to is 10 points. South Africa will come, a little bit relaxed, and you would expect that Nigeria would try to go all out to defeat South Africa. They are usual customers, so to speak. We always have an edge over South Africa, but apart from the last game, which we didn't win, I think we won our last 5 games against South Africa, even the friendly that that we played against them.
The
Mandela Cup, we always tend to win against South Africa. But as it stands, you would expect that all of the support cast that performed yesterday will also come to the party. Particularly, he mentioned the fact that the performance wasn't good, particularly in the first half. That's true. But in the second half, they raised the bar a little bit. I liked the passion between Onazi and Mikel when they fought.
Yes.
You could see the commitment. Mikel seemed to be telling Onazi that you left your marker. Onazi seemed to be telling Mikel that, no, you don't. It was that sort of tiff that you want to see between two people who are committed. Mikel's game yesterday was one of the most outstanding I've ever seen him play for Super Eagles. His link-up play was good. And I think Mikel's best position is still just behind the striker. All of that thing that he does for Chelsea, coming in to stop the opposition from playing, is not Mikel. We saw the true elements of Mikel yesterday. And we got the win that we needed yesterday.
Yeah, 2 things to note very quickly. One, the South Africans will not be doing us any favors. As a matter of fact, they felt really pained that we got the result in Congo.
And Shakes, I know Kashi would have taken the job.
Yeah.
They have something to prove.
Yeah, they were hoping that we wouldn't qualify.
Okay,
from
and
this
secondly?
so they would come here and play well. Secondly, picking off Larry's last point about Mikel and where he's able to influence the game the most.
Yeah.
When he pushed forward just behind the strikers, he could give the final passes. He could thread those balls through for people to run onto. And I think that would have shown Keshi where Mikel's best position is. Not like he influenced the game in its entirety, though it must be said he was in spells. But at least you are sure that in those spells, you can wreak havoc on the opposition. And there are teams in the world who bury the game within a 5 to 10 minutes period of brilliance.
Yeah. Very true. Okay, gentlemen, I will ask you about, before I take the next segment, about all the players and salaries and other things. Probably we'll look at it next week when the league has ended. We want to a retrospective look at the league. Thanks for me, Larry.
Always a pleasure.
And Baba.
It's been fun, absolute fun.
And I will take a short break. I want to come back. Yes, our Channel Sport on Sunday continue, because we're looking at Formula 1, looking at tennis, and then sports development in Nigeria.